Good day, my name is Monique Strydom, and 20 years ago I was kidnapped from a holiday resort where I was scuba diving and taken to another island, to a war zone basically, by a group of armed terrorists, and I was held hostage for 4 months. So where we are today in lockdown, it feels a bit like we are hostages, and I thought what I will do is share some of the lessons that I learned from my captivity. So let's start right at the beginning, when this group of armed men stormed our resort. They were heavily armed. They took us down to the beach, put us in to 2 small little boats. There were 18 of them and 20 hostages, and we pulled away and sailed into that dark ocean. And my partner, who was with me at that stage, did something. He said to me, "Jump." And only later, when I studied human behavior, I realized what happened. So as humans, our first response to meeting somebody new or seeing somebody would be social interaction, which obviously wasn't possible because these people were armed and they were aggressive. Then what do? We do one of three other things. The one is flight, and this is exactly what my partner was doing. He wanted to escape. He wanted to jump off that boat and swim. So he said, "Jump, jump, let's swim." But the most unusual thing happened to me. I just froze up completely. It was so strange because I'm normally the proactive one. I like to be in control. I froze up. And then after a few minutes, it felt like I came out of this haze, and I saw that the island was too far away and the opportunity to jump and swim was gone. And then I realized I had to do something. I realized we were sitting on jerry cans, and next to me I could feel weapons. So I thought, well, somebody's coming to rescue us and I need to do something to help them. So I was sitting on the side of the boat, and I started grabbing these weapons and I started throwing them overboard. Now remember, it was dark, but you could hear them fall in the water. It made plonk, plonk. And afterwards, when we talked about that, we said it's so incredible because it was those belts with the bullets, and they're very heavy. And I picked one up just with one hand and I just threw it overboard as if it was a ball. So that was the fight response. And what happens if you go into these responses? Your body responds to threat. And you get basically, without going into all the detail and the science, you get superhuman powers, and you will do things that afterwards you look back and say, how did I do that? How did I manage to jump over that 6-meter wall when the dog was chasing me? So we saw the flight, we saw the fight, and then we realized we couldn't do anything. And then we went into the freeze response, where we were so absolutely overwhelmed that we couldn't do anything. Now, we must realize that these are all protective responses. These are all responses that our body and our mind goes through in order to protect ourselves from threats. And it's responses that you can't predict. People say, I don't know how I behaved like that. I don't know why I ran. I don't know why I fought. But it's because it happens in our reptilian brain. It's a brain that doesn't think, it just responds. So I say to people right now, where you are right now, when you're trying to make sense of what you did, if maybe you went shopping, you did this panic shopping, maybe you went out partying because you just couldn't accept the fact that this was happening. It doesn't matter what you did. It's totally human. It's normal. And don't blame yourself for that. It's just how we as human beings respond. What's important is that we bring our nervous systems down so that we can realize we're no longer in a threat. There's no threat to our lives right now as we're sitting here at our homes and we're in lockdown. And that we really integrate all our systems so that we can make decisions that are logical, that have some wisdom, and that will keep ourselves safe. So for today, I say strongs, be okay with what's happening in your body and be kind to yourself.